Real quick, before this video starts, I guess everything I say can be summed up to people just having their own bias, but I think it's just ignorant to dismiss something or someone's greatness just because it's not what you know. Why not educate yourself on the other thing and experience it? Especially for things like video games or music, where albums and games can be so different from one another and offered completely different experiences. But then people make videos and posts completely disregarding and disrespecting the other thing entirely and saying it's garbage or it's ass just because it isn't the thing that they root for. You get what I mean? And this is kind of what I'm trying to get at throughout the whole video, because the whole video is kind of just a rant. I just want to let you know off rip. You know, I didn't make this to bait anyone or for any attention or clicks or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It was none of that bullshit. But not gonna lie, this video is definitely a bit of a yap fest, you know, but for the few people who will see this and understand where I'm coming from and will pick up what I'm putting down, let me know if you get me. You know what I mean? Let me know if you understand what I'm trying to get at in the comments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, you can see the rant now. I want to have a little rant, a little conversation about ignorance in gaming. Ignorance from gamers. Now, at any point, if I say anything that you also want to comment on, you want to give feedback on, whether it's a point back to me or you're agreeing, disagreeing, whatever, comment, let me know. Let's talk about it. Don't be a bungle nut though, you know what I'm saying? Like, have some sort of like structure and decency, you know what I'm saying? Don't just like call me a slur and say you're wrong. You get what I'm saying? Okay, anyways, ignorance from gamers. Now, I feel like I have to give a little bit of backstory to this, so I will, but I'll try to make it short. So, Spider-Man 2, right? Didn't win Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate 3 wins Game of the Year. My personal game of the year was Final Fantasy 16, which didn't even get nominated, so I wasn't really on either side. But I knew Baldur's Gate 3 was going to win, because that's what all the gaming media outlets were saying. They were all saying Baldur's Gate 3 was game of the year, and a lot of them were saying it wasn't really close. Maybe Alan Wake 2 was up there, but more or less Baldur's Gate 3 was the number one for just about any source that was giving their opinion on the games that came out this year. Or last year, I guess, right? So when it won, I wasn't surprised that it won, but I wanted to know, why did it win? Why do people love this so much? Why is it getting all this praise and attention? And that's the place where my mind goes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, last year I was definitely a little butthurt that Ragnarok didn't win Game of the Year, because I felt like it was just a better experience for me personally. But once again, that's just me personally. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest fan of Elden Ring. I played through it 4 times. I got the platinum. I'm not the biggest fan of Elden Ring. Right? That's a different video that I'm probably not going to make because I don't care that much anymore. Anyways. But I played both of them extensively. So I understood, even though I wanted Ragnarok to win, I understood why Elden Ring won. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people see their favorite game lose and they just instantly go to discrediting the game that won, instead of trying to figure out why it won and why it's loved so much and why it got so much attention and why it's gotten so many achievements. You know what I'm saying? Instead of educating yourself on the game, or even just playing it, because obviously if it won Game of the Year, it's got to be a good game. So why rob yourself of the experience of playing a good game? I don't get it. Just to stay loyal to Spider-Man or Tears of the Kingdom or whatever your game was, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you robbing yourself of a really good experience in a really good game because your favorite game didn't win? You know what I mean? And this is where the ignorance kind of comes in, because when their favorite game doesn't win, now I'm not targeting a specific group or a specific audience, it's kind of in general. You know, if Baldur's Gate 3 didn't win and Spider-Man won, then Baldur's Gate 3 fans would be in the same boat that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's not anyone in specific, it's kind of just the entirety of gamers. Anyways, so when their favorite game doesn't win, this is where the ignorance comes in, right? They instantly just discredit the game that did win instead of figuring out why it won and, you know what I'm saying, whatnot, and why it's so good, right? All this. And it's just like, I understand if the game just doesn't seem like your cup of tea or whatever, right? If that's the case, then that's cool. But like, don't go out here making videos and shit talking about like how this is garbage and it didn't deserve the achievements and the recognition that it got, because it's just ignorant and it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, have like some level of decency for the entirety of gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be a bungle nut, then do you. Just be a bungle nut behind closed doors. Don't get on the internet. Don't get on the fucking internet talking shit on a bunch of shit that you don't know about. You know what I mean? That's another thing. It's like, if I'm gonna make a video debating like two topics, right? If I'm gonna make a video debating Baldur's Gate 3 and Spider-Man, or if I see someone else that does that video, the bare fucking minimum I expect is that you've played both games. You've finished Spider-Man 2 and you've finished Baldur's Gate 3. I don't want platinum trophies or 100% in each game. No, the bare minimum is that you've played both. Shit, you ain't even got to finish Baldur's Gate 3, you know what I'm saying? Play like half of it, you know what I'm saying? I understand it can be long, right? So bare minimum, I'm expecting you played both games. You know, same goes with like music or something. If you're talking about two albums, bare minimum, I expect you've listened to both albums. But a lot of people make these videos not having the knowledge of both sides. So I don't understand how people are making videos and giving opinions on things that they don't know about. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come out here and tell you that fucking Fire Emblem or Xenoblade Chronicles isn't as good or is lesser than Baldur's Gate 3 or like Persona 5 or something, because I haven't played Fire Emblem or Xenoblade Chronicles. So if I made a video about those, it'd be complete bullshit. I'd be pulling shit out of my ass, talking out of my ass, because I don't know anything about those. You know what I'm saying? So then people come on talking about Baldur's Gate 3 or Spider-Man 2 or God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring from last year, and it's like, people be making videos completely one-sided, and it makes my brain fucking explode, because I don't understand how you can confidently make that video, how you can confidently make and put out that video knowing that you don't have the knowledge or experience of the other side to even give any sort of comparison, to even give an opinion on that other thing. You get what I'm talking about? Now I'm getting into territories that are really going to grind my gears, so I might try to reel it in and keep it a little short. But let me know how you feel. Am I completely fucking bugging to expect that in a video talking about two things, that the person talking about those two things has knowledge and experience with those two things? Am I completely fucking tripping out to expect that as the bare minimum? Genuinely let me know. Genuinely, like, legit, let me know if I'm fucking bugging on that one. Anyways, ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, you know? I guess that's what they say. I don't really give a fuck what they say, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get the point. You don't have to dislike if you didn't like the fucking video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna tell you to like it if you didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? If you dislike it, then dislike it. Let me know that you didn't like it. You know, either way it helps. So if you didn't like it, just leave. Don't comment or leave a dislike, because no matter, like, if you do either of those, it helps me. You know what I'm saying? So if you really did, you get what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to dislike it if you didn't. Well, whatever. Do what you do.